Dear students, welcome to lecture 1 of week 8. In this week, we are going to explore all the payment systems used in international trade. The first lecture, that is lecture 1, is dedicated to methods of payment such as advance, open account and letter of credit. Let us begin the journey. First of all, we will go through the contents of today's discussion. We will introduce the topic in the beginning, followed by understanding the need for secure payment methods. After that, we will try to explore classification of payment methods, followed by advance payment, its meaning, procedure, pros and cons. Subsequently, we will try to understand open account, wherein we will talk about the concept, importance, process, risk and benefits. After that, we will try to understand the letter of credit and we will focus on overview, main parties involved, process, types, pros and cons, followed by a discussion on the comparative analysis of these payment methods. Subsequently, we will try to understand the supporting tools in international payment, followed by emerging trends in trade payments. After that, we will conclude the discussion. At the beginning, it is important to appreciate the fact that international trade involves financial risk due to legal issues, currency fluctuations and geographic factors. These factors creates a kind of risk in the payment realization as well as the value of the payment which has to be transferred. The methods, whether they are secure or not, whether they are verifiable, whether they are quick or not, are very important in international trade payments. The secure payment methods help manage buyer-seller risk and build trust between the buyer and the seller, that is importer and exporter. In addition, the goal of international payment system is to ensure that both parties fulfill the financial obligations without incurring any financial loss. Also, in today's lecture, we will try to cover the three key payment systems, that is advance payment, open payment and letter of credit. As well as we'll try to see the supporting tools. First of all, we have a question which should be answered, that what is the need for secure payment methods? The answer is that there are different legal obstacles, currency risks and geographic distance, which are all the factors in cross-border trade that creates a need for secure payment methods. It also requires using the appropriate payment method which can foster confidence among buyers and sellers and can lower the uncertainties. A secure payment method also aids in controlling the buyer-seller risk and reward ratio. Thus, the goal or the objective of secure payment methods is to guarantee that neither party, that is neither the buyer nor the seller, suffers any financial loss while carrying out their responsibilities in international trade. Let us now try to classify secure payment system. The secure payment system can be broadly classified into three types. Number 1, advance payment, where the importer makes the upfront payment. Number 2, open account, where after the goods are received, the payment is made or payment is realized. And number 3, letter of credit, where the bank promises to pay if certain requirements are fulfilled. This letter of credit is the most widely used form of secure payment method. Thus, payment through banks in exchange of documents is known as documentary collection. Let us talk about the advance payment. Advance payment is very important component of secure payment methods. Before shipping or production starts, the importer pays the exporter under this method. This is frequent in first time or high risk trade. This mode of payment is frequent in first time or in high risk trade transactions. The advance payment method represents the highest level of safety for exporters as the payment has already been received in advance, and the highest level of risk for importers because they have paid before receiving of the goods. Thus, the exporters always look for advance payment and the importers try to avoid the advance payments. An example of advance payment is before shipping customized goods, a small Indian manufacturer receives full payment from a US buyer. So the goods have not been shipped, but the payment has been received in advance. So this is advance payment. What is the procedure of advance payment? The first of all, terms of sales contract are agreed upon between the parties, that is buyer and seller. Without this, advance payment cannot happen. Then secondly, the payment is sent by the buyer, that is the importer, through a mechanism such as PayPal, SWIFT or bank transfer. After confirming the receipt, the seller starts production and shipping. In certain cases, the production has already been completed, so the shipping will start. It depends on the contract between exporter and importer. Some importers ask for the proof of completion of the production and then only transfers the money. Others can give before production also. The next step is documents and shipment details are provided by the seller. After which, using the information supplied, the buyer clears the goods at the destination port. In all these procedures of the advance payment method, banking support is very important. Bank escrow or guarantees are very frequently used in advance payment mechanism to secure the advance payments of the importer. Dear students, let us now try to see the pros, that is advantages, and cons, that is disadvantages of advance payment. The advance payment advantage for exporter is cash flow is assured. So, exporters require working capital, which is in terms of cash flow, to continue their production as well as to bear the operational expenses. Thus, advance payment is a benefit to the exporter. The second benefit to exporter is no risk of credit or collection. There is no waiting time, thus there is no risk of credit, and also there is no problem of collecting the amount because the amount has already been received. But there are certain drawbacks, disadvantages or cons for the importer. There is no guarantee of shipment or product quality, number one. And number two, before the goods are received, capital is blocked. So they have paid the amount, but goods have not been received. That's why their money has been blocked because the benefits has not accrued to them. So these are pros and cons. The next type of method is open account system or method. In this, the exporter ships first and gets paid after 30 to 180 days. This is a type of cross-border credit sales which can be compared to domestic one. Thus, the goods are being sold and they reach the destination, but amount is received later on. This is the most frequently used method by exporters who wish to maintain their competitiveness. Not all exporters have the capacity and capability to supply goods on credit terms. It is a very difficult task as well as a risky task. In this particular mode of payment, the trust factor is the most important factor. This particular method builds a strong relationship and also need a strong relationship between exporter and importer, and a high level of trust is necessary between both the parties for facilitation of open account mechanism. What is the stepwise process of open account? First, according to the order, the exporter ships the goods. Then, delivery of the documents and invoices straight to the importer happens, after which a pre-arranged credit period is decided, and when it is completed, the importer receives goods and pays. Usually, this can also be done through a bill of exchange or bank transfer for the final mode of payment. Let us now talk about the benefits and risks associated with open account. What are the benefits for importers? It enhances working capital and liquidity because they have holded the money and they will pay after 30 to 180 days. So they have more working capital for operations or payments. Also, the second benefit is lessens the initial financial strain because in case of advance payment, they will pay first and then they will wait for the goods to come. Then realization for them will only come after sales of the goods. Thus, the financial strain is lessened. There are certain drawbacks or hazards for the exporters, which include late or non-existent payment as well as changes in exchange rates. The risk management factor is very important to be analyzed under the open account, such as factoring and export credit insurance. If these are used, then the credit risk can be lowered. Let us now move to another form, that is letter of credit, which is the most widely used and suggested document as well. A letter of credit is a financial document that a bank issues to ensure that under certain circumstances the exporter will receive payment. It is a kind of security of receiving payment. This letter of credit is governed by International Chamber of Commerce UCP 600 regulation. Thus, the regulations are very clear, standardized, and the rule of letter of credit is under international laws. The letter of credit serves as a trust bridge in global commerce and global trade. What are the main parties involved in letter of credit? The importer, who is the applicant, requests letter of credit from their bank in their home country. The second is exporter, who is the beneficiary, receive payment upon fulfilling the letter of credit terms which are being mutually decided. Then there is an issuing bank which issues letter of credit on behalf of the importer. Generally, this is a foreign bank which is operating in the country of the importer. Then advising bank notifies exporters about the letter of credit. This can be a home country bank as well. Then the confirming bank which guarantees payment, and finally the negotiating bank which examines documents and forward payments. Thus, letter of credit is a comprehensive way in which financial security is maintained and the parties involved have clear terms and contracts. Let us now delve deep into the process of letter of credit. The first important step is the buyer and seller agrees for the letter of credit and they are confident that it is the best way for them to go into international trade. The second is the buyer asks the issuing bank to open an letter of credit on the seller's behalf. The third is advising bank notifies and authenticates the seller. The fourth is The seller ships the goods and provides the necessary paperwork such as the invoice, bill of lading, and certificate of origin. The fifth step is documents are checked for compliance by bank for their authenticity and thus verification happens. And finally, the exporter has been paid. Always in the letter of credit process, there is a time frame. Usually, the time frame is between 15 to 30 days following the document verification. Let us now try to see the different types of letter of credit which are used in international trade. The first is a revocable letter of credit which can be modified or cancelled without notice by either party. The second is irrevocable letter of credit which cannot be changed without consent of all the parties. The third is confirmed letter of credit which is the second bank guarantees payment under this. The fourth is sight letter of credit wherein payment is made immediately upon document submission. The next is usance letter of credit where payment is deferred after a set period. The next is transferable letter of credit where beneficiary can transfer rights to another party. And finally, back-to-back letter of credit which is used in intermediary trade. Let us now try to see the benefits and drawbacks of letter of credit. The benefits include guarantee payments if requirements are fulfilled such as the documentation requirements and commitment requirements. The letter of credit safeguards both exporters as well as importers. And the third benefit is that it is ideal for new or high value relationship between exporter and importer. The drawbacks are also there. The drawbacks includes costly. It is costly because of banks' fees and commissions. There is a lot of paperwork required, that is documentations are too much. And another limitation and drawback is that letter of credit demands rigorous adherence to the documents and documentation. Dear students, let us try to now compare that which method of payment requires what level of risk to all the parties that are included in export-import. The first method is advance payment, in which the exporter receives money in advance before the goods reach the destination or before the goods are even shipped from the origin. The risk to exporter is very low because money is already received. The risk to importer is very high because goods has not been received. The cost is low because any extra documentation and involvement of financial institution is not required. The trust level is low. When it comes to open account, with respect to risk to exporter, the risk is very high. Then in terms of risk to importer, the risk is very low. The cost is also low and trust level required is very high because this is a credit based transaction. The third is letter of credit. Now, if we compare letter of credit, which is a financial instrument and document, we will see that it is providing much more benefits. So, we can see that with respect to risk to exporter, the risk is moderate, and even the risk is moderate for importer as well in letter of credit. This is the benefit of using a financial instrument. The cost is high though because documentation happens, banks are involved, etc. and trust level required is medium. So it is something in between of advance payment and open account wherein it balances most of the aspects of risk associated with exporter or importer. Let us now focus on the supporting tools in international payment. The first supporting tool is bank guarantees. Banks, through different types of guarantees, ensure payment or performance. The second is export credit insurance, which covers the default risk. That is, if an importer had defaulted on payment, then export credit insurance can come to safeguard the interest of the exporter. The third is factoring and forfeiting, which includes the way receivables can be sold for immediate cash. And finally, the documentary collections, wherein banks handle shipping documents until payment is made. Let us now try to focus on the emerging trends in trade payments. We have digital trade finance, where new technologies such as blockchain based smart contracts are used and digital letter of credits are now being used. Fintech solutions, that is financial technology solutions, where instant cross border transfers happen via Swift GPI. GPI is the Global Payments Innovation, and RippleNet. All these are the new financial technology ways through which payments can be made, and these are secure ways of payments. Sustainability integration, where green trade finance options are linked to ESG, that is environmental. S stands for social, and G governance goals. And finally, the artificial intelligence risk monitoring systems, where with the help of predictive analysis, that is forecasting, can happen for payment reliability, and thus there can be judged that what is the risk of default. Dear students, let us now conclude whatever we have discussed in today's lecture. We have understood and learned that payment methods are vital, important to secure and have successful international trade. We have also understood that choice of the payment method depends on risk, cost, and trust between parties. We have seen that advance payment favors exporters, but there is high risk for importers. On the other hand, open account benefits importers, but it is very risky for exporters. And letter of credit offers a balanced protection via bank assurance. Thus, we can end with the words that supporting tools and digital innovations are enhancing payment reliability and efficiency in the modern times. Dear students, thank you very much for being with me in this session.